Welcome to the Noon Mix. Thank you so much for being here. It is April the 7th. It's a Monday afternoon. We come to you live here in Harrison, Arkansas each and every weekday. And we are here live in Harrison Studios. And we want to welcome you to a program called The Noon Mix. We've been doing this show quite a bit in the last 6 months. And we want to continue that. And we hopefully that you will stop in from time to time and enjoy some of the activity and some of the information we have for you here today. We will be giving you some activity information a little bit later on in the show. We want to start off with some weather. We had a great, depending on the circumstances of what kind of weather you talk about is good weather. We had some weather that we experienced over the weekend, quite wet and quite windy, and at times it was quite fierce. And a lot of people may have gotten some extra precipitation out there. We cut a hole in our roof here last week. We're going to be extending a tower up the middle of the building here up so we can add some more equipment and different things. And the carpenter came this morning and did an overall inspection of the weekend activity weather and says we're all good, we're all tight, no leaks whatsoever. But we did have some reports this morning of some people in the higher elevations had a little snow on their deck this morning, which is odd, but nevertheless, this is the time of year which we convert over from winter time to spring, and unpredictable. We've got some chances of precipitation that is going to remain through this afternoon. Just take a quick look at the detailed forecast. I'll bring that up for you and we'll take a look at it. Showers and thunderstorms, isolated thunderstorms will be running till this morning, and then the chance of isolated thunderstorms for this afternoon, highs in the upper 50s, and the winds will be around 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusts to around 25, but no significant warnings out there on the lakes for today. Chance of precipitation 100% this morning, and then will decrease to 50% this afternoon with a maximum amount of rain 1/4 inch, and then later on this evening will be mostly cloudy. Chance of showers will continue, lows in the 40s, and the west winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. The chance of precipitation will drop down 10 degrees to about 40% probability of precipitation, and then only about 1/10 of an inch if it all happens this afternoon. Now tomorrow there will be some wind warnings for those people that may be getting out, so be careful about that. Mostly cloudy in the morning, becoming mostly sunny, windy, and a slight chance of showers. Highs in the upper 50s, northwest winds 15 to 20 miles per hour in the morning, increasing to almost 25 in the afternoon, with gusts up to 35. And the chance of precipitation will hover around 20% for the entire day tomorrow. But what I like about the detailed forecast of the weather, we'll get to that in just a second, is that Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday and Saturday are mostly uneventful as far as precipitation until we get Saturday night and early Sunday morning when another chance of showers, thunderstorms roll through the area, as this time of year always does. You know, we always have thunder boomers coming in around spring, so it's expected for this time of year. Let's take a break. And when we come back, we'll be telling you some information about some of the law enforcement agencies with some arrests and some information for those people that are interested in where the sex offenders are living. We'll give you updated residential information on that in just 2 minutes. Stay with us. You are watching The Noon Mix. This report comes to us as a joint investigation from the Mountain Home Police Department and also the Baxter County Sheriff's Office, where they arrested an individual on multiple drug charges. Casey J. Cherry, 30, of Mountain Home, was arrested in Mountain Home and charged with the following criminal charges: delivery of controlled substance methamphetamine, which is a Class C felony; distribution of a controlled substance with a purpose to deliver, which is also methamphetamine, Class C; possession of a controlled substance with purpose to deliver near certain facilities; and unclassified felony enhancement. Also, unlawful use of a communication device, Class C felony. Cherry was incarcerated in the Baxter County Detention Center with bond set at $10,000, and the court date is undetermined as of press time. This happened last Friday, so we may have updated information coming in days to come. This also coming from the Baxter County Sheriff's Office. Jared James' household is a public. Actually, let me go back. He's a level 2 offender of. Let's see. Let me just. A registered sex offender, level 2, has moved to a new address, and it's our obligation and our duty to report those, as is the Baxter County Sheriff's Office. Jared James householder has moved to a new address, 100 Fairview Lane in Mountain Home. The offender was convicted of carnal knowledge on October in 2004. The offense involved then a 19-year-old offender forcing to be onto a 13-year-old female acquaintance to engage in sexual activity. Community's notification is justified due to the young age of the victim at the time the offense occurred. This person is not wanted by law enforcement at this time. This notification is not intended to increase fear, nor is it rather to deter any kind of public safety to the public. This information cannot be used to threaten, intimidate, or harass registered sex offenders. Citizens' abuse will not be tolerated. Such abuse could potentially end law enforcement's ability to communicate with the public. Also, this happened on a Sunday. Death investigation of 21-year-old male by the sheriff and coroner's office. This happened again on Saturday, April 5th, 2014. Let me move over to a graphic that they sent us that we can go to. Deputies found a 21-year-old male who lived at the residence of 415 Buzzard Roost Cutoff in Mountain Home, lying on the floor in the living room area. Sheriff's investigators were called to possess the scene and interview witnesses. Baxter County Coroner William Snow was called to the residence, where he pronounced the victim, Andrew Scott Whitfield, deceased. The body will be sent to the Arkansas Crime Lab to determine the cause of manner of death. There is no foul play suspected. However, the investigation is continuing. Let's take another break, and when we come back, we'll be talking about some events that are happening this week that you may want to plan for. You're watching The New Mix. Stay with us. Let's look at some information around the area and some events that are happening today, tomorrow, and the next day. We run these events through Saturday. I think maybe this have some that are happening on Sunday. Try not to get too far ahead of time, but we'll want to let you know of what's going on in case you may have forgotten or absolutely don't know about. Let's talk about those. There's going to be Project Graduation here in Harrison, and this is an effort to help the high school with some expenses. And what they're doing at the various restaurants around the area, they're giving donations from some of the proceeds that they do during the day from some of the restaurants. And the restaurants today will be Miguel's from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. And then on the 10th will be from 5 till closing, 5 to closing, the Black Apple Cafe. And then on Friday this week will be April 11th from 5 to 9. That will be at DeVito's. And then later on this weekend, April 12th, which is Friday, the 11th Annual Ozark Expo. Of course, they're wanting people to not miss this. This is sponsored by the Harrison Daily Times, and it is a business-style expo. They call it, really an annual expo. It used to be a business expo, and businesses can be part of that. A lot of nonprofits and other community awareness facilities are involved in this. Thousands of dollars in prizes will be given away, including an iPad mini. You don't need to be present to win. This is a free admission event, and it's going to be at the North Arkansas Pavilion That'll be April 12th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And let's see, more than 50 businesses will be there from all over the heart of the Ozarks. Hundreds of artists and craftsmen will be set up at the Arts and Crafts Show, and don't dare miss it. You see this is on a flyer there. I can't read everyone there, and you won't be able to see them, but there's quite a few there. It's the Harrison Daily Times Expo. It's coming up this Friday from 9 to 3. Please drop by and enjoy. Be very informative about all the things you can find there. Up next, the Buffalo National River Partners, they're having their historic cemetery stroll, and this is going to be in Searcy County. They invite people to come down and explore. There's going to be a stroll around the cemeteries down there in Searcy County, and there will be a speaker. Let's see, I had the name of Abby Burnett will be there to talk about the history of the cemeteries, and it's going to be really interesting. That's going to be this Saturday, April 12th, and it will start, this Saturday, April 12th at 10 a.m. with Abby Burnett. So check that out. For more information, you can call 870-704-9114. That's Sybil Craig, 870-704-9114. And let me go back, and we got some things in Mountain Home we want to talk about. The Gaston Lecture Series, the V.J. Smith will be the author there that you can come and listen to. He's written a book called The Richest Man in Town, and this will be at the Shed, April the 8th at 7 p.m. And Smith will share living proof that you don't need money or power or title to make a difference in your life. All you need to do is just care. Gaston Lecture Series, as a history note here at ASUMH, are free and open to the public. Jim and Jill Gaston, owners of the Gaston Resort on the White River, endowed the ASUMH Lecture Series back in 1997 to challenge individuals to think, reason, and to learn. For more information about this event or about the Gaston Lecture Series, you can contact Christy Kern at 870-508-6109. Also happening, there is a how to entertain a family on a shoestring budget. This will be at the Baxter County Library or the Donald J. Reynolds Library. This is coming up the 8th, which is tomorrow, Tuesday, from 6 to 7 p.m. This is a free event. Information on fun, low-cost family day trips that you can schedule and other activities that are on a shoestring budget. Also tomorrow, the Career Expo at the ASUMH, Career Expo on Tuesday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Veda Shed Community Development Center. Area residents and students can meet with prospective employers to learn about current and future opportunities in the workplace. Also, on Thursday, the 10th of April, Baxter Regional Hospital Foundation Donor Banquet will be happening. The Baxter Regional Foundation will be celebrating the generosity of their donors with a dinner and program, and this will be at the Shed. On the 11th, which is Friday, the Flying R Ranch will have their Trail Challenge competition. This is the first annual Flying R Ranch Trail competition. The first challenge weekend will start April the 11th. Registration for the obstacle course will start at 3 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. on Friday, and the competition will start at 4 o'clock to 5:30. Registration on Saturday's trail challenge will be from 8 to 9 a.m. during breakfast, and riders will head out by 9:30. Obstacle course and trail obstacles will be announced at the competition. You can earn points toward championship buckles and lots of other great prizes. There will be 2 other Flying R Ranch Trail competitions in 2014 with cumulative points for each event and dinner and award ceremony for the last challenge of that weekend. Fees apply, and details on those other events will be coming shortly. And when they do, we'll bring them to you. On the 11th, 4/11, that will be on Friday, Stuffed Animals Sleepover will be at the library, the Donald W. Reynolds Library in Baxter County. In celebration of National Library Week, children drop off your stuffed animals or doll on Friday for a special library sleepover. Return the next morning to pick them up at story time. Very interesting. Also, On Saturday, they'll have a wild game dinner at the fairgrounds over in Baxter County. If you want more information about that, you can contact them at 870-425-6828. Also on Saturday, Arvest Concert Series is happening, an evening with Elvis Presley at the Shed, hosted by Argo from Sirius XM's Elvis Radio, an old-fashioned sock hop with Argo, who wakes the world up every morning on the Sirius XM Radio Network on the Elvis Channel. Also on Saturday, the 7th Annual Anime and Manga Mini-Con at the library. From 1 to 4 p.m., enjoy cosplay and art contest, Japanese cuisine, and more for all ages, and everyone is welcome. You can contact them at 508-0987. That number again is 870-580-0987, extension 2703. And let's see, we have one more event here we want to tell you about. Junior Auxiliary is having their Easter egg hunt. This is the 18th annual Easter egg hunt, and it'll be held at Cooper Park on April 12th, this Saturday. At 11 a.m. This is a safe, fun Easter event for everyone of all ages and no cost to participants. Over 12,000 eggs are stuffed with candies, toys, prizes, vouchers worth up to $500. The Easter Bunny especially distributes the prize eggs for each age group. Excitement mounts as the horn blows in the start of this great race, and it's frenzy all around. Truly one of the best days for children. That do have a rain date of April 9th if this does not happen. All right, we're up to date on some of the activities. When we come back, we'll be doing history and birthdays. Stick around, you're watching The Noon Mix. Welcome back. We have a history segment here, and we like to tell about what happened in years past. We're going to start with that. So, what happened on this day in April 7th, 1798? The territory of Mississippi became a part of the United States. In 1930, the first steel columns were set in place at the Empire State Building. 1933, Prohibition ended in the United States. 1940, Booker T. Washington became the first black to be pictured as a U.S. postage stamp. And on this day in 1953, IBM unveiled the IBM 701 electronic data processing machine. It was IBM's first commercially available scientific computer. Nothing like what kind of computers we have today. This is probably I won't even go into it. It was probably a very simple mathematical machine, probably as big as the city block, and didn't do very much. Anyway, 1963, the age of 23, Jack Nicholson, actually that's Jack Nicklaus, became the youngest golfer to win the green jacket at the Masters tournament. Not sure what Jack Nicholson was doing in 1963. 1970, John Wayne won his first Oscar in the role True Grit. He had been in over 200 films previously. In 1983, specialist Story Musgrave and Don Peterson made the first space shuttle spacewalk. That was on the space shuttle. What happened on this day in television history? Well, in 1927, you have to remember, 1927, television transmission was in its very infancy and its experimental stages, but on this day in 1927, the first long-distance TV transmission was sent from Washington, D.C. to New York City. The audience saw an image of Commerce Secretary Herbert Hoover. And in 1991, the 100th episode of The Married with Children aired. Okay, we're finished with that. How about birthdays? You know somebody's got a birthday? Well, we want to know who that birthday person is. They got a birthday coming up this week, next week, the week after. Next month, we want to know about it. You can submit your birthday items to our Facebook page by going to Facebook / I don't know if it's this slash or this slash, one of those slashes. I think it goes to the right. You're right, this way. Anyway. The Noon Mix. Facebook/The Noon Mix. And you'll be there. So add that person's name there. We'll get that. If you want to add a photo, we love photos because this is a visual medium here. We show pictures, but not right yet. We're going to talk about birthdays of some of the people around the world. On April 7th, on this day, 1786, the 13th Vice President of the United States was born, William King, who never became president, because I would have remembered that name. W.K. Kellogg was born on this day in 1860, industrialist in the food manufacturing business, mostly known for what product? Kellogg's Corn Flakes, and all those other Kellogg good cereals. Billie Holiday was born on this day in 1915. Jazz singer. James Garner, we all know James Garner as Maverick back in the day, 1960s of Western era. He was a cool cat Western guy back in the 60s. He was born on this day in 1928, also known for the Rockford Files. Wayne Rogers was born on this day in 1933. He was an actor in MASH. David Frost was born on this day in 1939. Francis Ford Coppola, 1939, world-famous director. John Oates of the group Hall & Oates was born 1949. Janis Ian, 1950, also a songwriter and singer. Jackie Chan, just 1 year older than me. He was born on this day in 1954. And not seen him in much movies. He was well known for his acrobatics and his stunt coordinating skills. Not sure if he can do a lot of that anymore. He's probably stiff like me. All right, who's having a local birthday? Let's talk about it. Very, very special day for me. 33 years ago on this day, my son Gil was born. And there he is on the screen. He's on the left there. And that's his beautiful girlfriend, Miranda. And they're at the Donald W. Reynolds Library, I think. I think that looks familiar in the background. And there is Mike Wall. He also has a birthday on today. Mike Wall, happy birthday. And I think that's his son, not the fish, his son there to his right.